live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Look, great game. Great win. I love to see kind of the balanced attack. You had several guys really pick up. LeBron, Luca, and Austin Reeves had a scoring onslaught, which is what you wanted to see. I mean, they combined for what, 65, 70 to 92 points, right? You had Dalton Connect have an impact in 20 minutes. He went 5 of 10 from the floor, gave you 12 points. You finally got the offensive output. Luca had a much better game offensively, actually a legit game, which he started off rough, right? He started off, I think 0 of 7 or 0 of 6 or something like that, or 1 of 6. Like, he started off rocky, and it was like, oh, man, here we go again, right? Like, come on, dude. Like, we need you to get out of this slump. We need you to get out of this. And, one of the things that I talked about going into this game was that I thought that this was a game that Luca could get out of the slump, right? Obviously, it's the Pelicans. I know people are, going to take it as like, oh, you didn't really beat anybody. You lost to the Warriors, blah, 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 right? But, again, these type of games against these bad teams are good to kind of get things in order, right? Because you can, it's hard when you have a team that is desperate and trying to fight for playoff seeding and wants this win and is playing it like they are, like this is a playoff game. It's hard to like really work on stuff and kind of, get into a flow as it is, when you're, like the defense and the team that you're playing, is not as big of a challenge, right? There's not that barrier, and they're not, like the competition level isn't as high, right? So I thought that this was a good opportunity for Luca to kind of get back into a rhythm, get back into an offensive flow here. And you saw him do that, right? You saw Luca finally, start to figure some stuff out, hit some shots, get in a rhythm, because we need him, right? We need Luca to get back to being Luca, or at least a very close version of Luca, right? That we've seen. And, a lot of good things happen in this game. Austin Reeves, dude, that guy is in fuego right now, right? Austin Reeves is just, that dude is lights out. That dude is absolute money right now. And it's great. It's coming at like the perfect time, right? We got 5 games left going into the playoffs. I think the Lakers need to go 3-2 at worst during the stretch, which would give them 50 wins. I think 50 wins, because the Lakers have tiebreakers against pretty much everybody. I think 50 wins will put them in a position for the 4 seed. Lakers, JJ Redick talked about how important home court is and all that stuff. So a lot of good things there. Obviously, Lakers matched their win total from last season, which is another great thing, right? Lakers won 47 games last year. So they should, right, exceed that this year, which is another benefit, right? And again, given all the circumstances, several key injuries, right? You had, essentially 3 versions of this team during stretches of the season. New coach, new superstar, new everything. And the Lakers still are probably going to get, 48 to 50 wins. So good things, right? Again, obviously our big 3 lit it up. I'm glad that this was a game in which they did that. Now Lakers, they have the 3 seed locked up, right? It's up to them to maintain it. I would have rather the Nuggets beat the Warriors, so then we would have gotten 2 full games. If the Nuggets would have beat the Warriors, the Lakers essentially wouldn't have had to worry about the Warriors overtaking them, right? Warriors have been hot, right? I mean, they're what now, 14-0, I think, with that starting 5, because now they just beat Denver. Again, regular season and postseason are very different things. It wasn't that long ago the Lakers were like, 20-3 or whatever with Rui Hachimura when they first injected him into the starting lineup. And, then we ran into Denver and got ran through. So again, things, regular season and postseason are very different things. But the Warriors have been hot. The Warriors have been a very good team. You can't sleep on the Warriors, right? I mean, again, they have Steph and Jimmy Butler, but they're a very good basketball team, right? So, they're well coached, all of that. But if the Lakers win today, right, and the Warriors would have lost to the Nuggets, then the Lakers would essentially not had to worry about the Warriors because, again, the Lakers have the tiebreaker over the Warriors, and that would have given them 2 full games, so essentially 3 full games that they would have had, and there's only 5 games left. So as long as the Lakers didn't lose every single game, then we would have been okay. But now Warriors are still on our tail, right? We still have that cushion. So Lakers are going to have to, at least if they go 3-2, then they'll be fine. Because like I said, Lakers have a full game still on the Warriors, and they have the tiebreaker. So that's good. Now they just need to keep pace with the Denver Nuggets, right? And you lock up the 3 seed. Let the Nuggets and the Warriors duke it out, which would be great for the Lakers either way. Whoever wins would be great for the Lakers because, one of those teams gets eliminated, and then, and I imagine that that's going to be a rock fight, right? I imagine that that's going to be a tough matchup, tough battle. So that'd be good for the Lakers, and then one of those teams end up playing the Thunder next, which again I think will be a rock fight, and then the Lakers can worry about the other teams, right? And how that matches up, whichever the 6 seed ends up being, whether it's like the Clippers or the Timberwolves or any of those things. So like if you look at the standings right now, like let's say the playoffs started today, right? You would have the Nuggets versus the Warriors and the Lakers versus the Timberwolves, right? But the Clippers and the Timberwolves are tied as far as win losses go. So we'll see. It's probably going to be, do we finally get a Laker Clipper matchup for the first time in NBA history in the postseason, or do we end up getting a Memphis matchup, or do we end up getting a Timberwolves matchup? We'll see. Like I said, all 3 of those teams have essentially the same record. So it's going to be a fight between those 3 teams to see what ultimately ends up happening. But, look, Lakers did what they were supposed to do. I'm glad the Lakers handled business. I'm glad that the Lakers got the win. Obviously, again, it's the Pelicans, so it's not something where it's like, yeah, Lakers are back, baby. But I did think that this was something that you wanted to see the Lakers have, right? Luca started to hit some shots, started to get comfortable out there, and started to get into a little bit of a rhythm. So we got the Thunder coming up, right? 2 straight games against the Thunder, not back-to-back days, but you got a day in between, but still, right? You got the Thunder coming up. You got to win at least one of those. I don't really expect the Lakers to win both of them because the Thunder are a very good basketball team, and they're coming off a loss to the Houston Rockets. So Lakers need to win at least one of those 2, and I think things will be good. I think if they do that, they'll win at least 3 out of these 4 games, or 3 out of these 5 games, and then they'll get 50 wins, and that'll be enough with tiebreakers to be a 3 seed, maybe at worst a 4 seed, top 4 seed. But let's get into the box scores and player breakdown real quick, and then we'll jump into the super chat questions. I see some super chats. Thank you so much. Get into those, and then jump into the regular chat. So diving right into it, let's start with Austin Reeves, because he was once again ridiculous. Dude, the guy is just on a tear right now. 8 of 13 from the floor, 6 of 9 from 3-point range. I hope that he's not kind of blowing his wad right now, and then when he gets to the playoffs and he, has some struggles, right? Like, I hope that this is something where Austin Reeves continues to cook, continues to handle his business. But right now he is just in fuego. He's just on another level. 6 of 9 from 3-point range, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and only 1 turnover, 30 points. Luca, 10 of 21, finally had a good shooting night. It's 47.6%, especially when he started poorly. He started, like I said, I think 0 of 5, 0 of 6, something like that. Was really struggling. And then ended up picking that up, figuring it out. 4 of 10 from 3-point range, which is 40%. 11 from the foul line. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers, 35 points, which was great. LeBron James, 9 of 17, 2 of 7 from 3. Kind of had struggles from 3-point range. Was great everywhere else. It's odd. He didn't have a single rebound, which is strange for LeBron, because LeBron, I don't even remember the last time LeBron didn't have a single rebound. But he had 8 assists, 2 steals, only 1 turnover with 27 points. He was right, he was a 3 away from 30 piece and having 3 guys with 30 points. Lakers also 12 turnovers, not terrible, not great, but they've done a better job these last few games. of taking care of the basketball, not turning it over. And then as far as assists go, they had 26, which, with Luca, LeBron, and Reeves, very ISO heavy compared to what it's been in, previous stints. This was pretty good. But outside of that, you have, you know, uh, guys doing the dirty work. Dalton Connect, 5 of 10, 2 of 6 from three with 12 points. You saw had a little Trey Jamison sighting. Jordan Goodwin was just everywhere. Jordan Goodwin was just hustling, doing the dirty work. He only had 2 points, but if you watched that game, the dude was like, I mean, he played 17, almost 18 minutes, but that dude was everywhere. No, he had 5 rebounds, including 2 offensive, 2 assists, 1 steal, and was doing all the dirty work. Jackson Hayes, 3 of 4 from the floor. He had 12 rebounds, which is good. The guy's just, he needs to be more consistent rebounding the basketball. But he had a good game. And then, Gabe Vincent chimed in, Jared Vanderbilt. These guys chimed in and played their roles. But anyway, let's get into all of these super chats, and then we'll jump into the regular chat real quick. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, and let's jump into it. So, starting us off, Cypher. Coming in hot, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Glad we got to see Connect make an impact. Yeah, Connect was good out there, and good for him to stay ready, right? Like, I hope Connect gets some burn in the playoffs. I don't think you'll see the court much, right? But I wouldn't mind, give him a couple minutes here and there, right? Especially if you're in a good position. Obviously, you're not running 12 guys in the playoffs, so Connect more likely than not is probably going to be the odd man out. But it'd be nice to see him get some run, get some minutes right now before we get to the playoffs. And then, like I said, you don't have to play. I'm not expecting or saying you have to play him 20 minutes a night or anything like that come playoff time. But, he's a guy that can get hot quick, right? Can you, throw him out there for, 5 minutes here and there and just see what he does and how he does. So we'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, I appreciate that, Cypher. Really, I do. Thank you. And then coming in out the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. By the way, Tyler, how many YouTube channels do you have? I'm counting 4 that I'm sub to, including Fate Decided. Any others I need to find to sub to? So yes, so I have several, right? So I have Fate Decided, which is actually my very first YouTube channel I ever made. And it's kind of funny. More and more people keep finding me over there, which I think is funny. I've never really cross promoted, which I don't like, not for any particular reason. It's just, it's just a different genre. But if it wasn't for that channel, I never would have had this channel, because that channel, somebody asked me a random question about sports, and I gave a breakdown, an in-depth breakdown, and everyone was like, dude, you should start a sports channel. So I started As It Stands Sports. And then that was right when the Kyrie, originally when he was on Brooklyn, Kyrie situation started. And then I was getting a bunch of views on that, but I was like, I don't want this to be a Laker channel. I might as well start a Laker channel. And lo and behold, I started As It Stands Lakers, and the rest is history there. So you have Fate Decided, which is movie channel. I talk movies and stuff. That channel's had 3 different iterations over the years. But have that. I have the sports channels. I have As It Stands Sports, As It Stands Lakers, AIS The Laker Show. Yes, I have 2 Laker channels, because one, the AIS The Laker Show, I started with a buddy. He was like, hey, dude, I want to get into this YouTube thing. Would you do a channel with me? And I was like, sure. We got it monetized. We got it. We had 3,000 subscribers at the time. I'm almost at 10,000 now. And then he couldn't do it anymore. And so I was like, I don't want to let that go. So I try to post different things on both channels, so that way, people can be subscribed to both of them. So I have those 3 channels. Just started. I think I'm just going to change it to AIS Tyler. It's As It Stands Tyler, but I just feel like that's not as smooth. So I think I just change it to AIS Tyler. I've also thought about changing it to AIS Fade or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I need to rename that channel at some point. But just start a new channel because people want me to have a personal channel. Plus, it'd be cool to talk about just random stuff. And then, so what is that? 4 sports channels, and then Fate Decided. And I started a Spurs channel not that long ago. Some people have been like, dude, why are you doing a Spurs channel? Because Victor Wembanyama is going to be in the league for the next 20 years, and at some point the plan is to have a channel for every sports team. I won't be doing all the sports teams, but eventually I want to branch out and start, I want this to be like a sports media company at some point, but we all got to start somewhere, right? So, what is that, 6 channels? Do me a favor, Cypher. Um, Leave a comment on the anywhere on this channel. Just leave a comment and I'll link you all the other channels. Because I appreciate it. And maybe at the end of this live stream, before I close out, I'll link all the other ones on here for others who want to subscribe to those other channels. Also, if you go to my homepage, I don't know if I've updated all of them, but if you go to the homepage and you scroll down, it should have all the channels. But I think there's 2 that I haven't added. But thank you, Cypher. I really appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it. Right? Trying to really grow and expand this YouTube thing. Stakes coming out $2 super chat. Need to rebound better. JJ is going small too much. Yeah, but the problem is what do you do? Go with Alex Lynn, who's unplayable, not mobile. Jackson Hayes, the problem is that he's great in doses, but we've seen when he is on the court too long, he even kind of becomes a liability at times. He doesn't rebound particularly well. I know he rebounded well this game, but more often than not, you look at his rebound numbers and he has 4 rebounds, and you're just dude, we need you to rebound better. It's just what are your other options, right? That's the problem is Lakers don't have a center. So it's small ball is your best answer. It works if guys are hitting shots. When guys aren't hitting shots and guys are struggling, it's hard to play small ball, right? But you look at the Lakers, they had 43 rebounds to 47. They gave up 15 offensive rebounds. But a lot of those rebounds, those offensive rebounds, are just teams chasing down loose balls. It's not even the Lakers lack of boxing out. It's just teams shooting threes, long ball rebounds, and they're just not tracking them down, right? They got to do a better job of that. They got to do a better job on the hustle. A lot of times you'll see them just kind of concede the offensive rebound rather than really kind of tracking it down and fighting for it, right? But appreciate you. I would love a Lakers versus Clippers first round battle of LA. Honestly, that'd be great. I'm not gonna lie, I do have some concerns about a Clippers matchup. Not because the Lakers I wholeheartedly believe beat the Clippers. Ivica Zubac might be a problem though, right? He's a guy that go get you 20-20, right? We've seen him do that on several occasions. So I do have concerns. Even with Anthony Davis, Ivica Zubac was a problem. Right? Now you don't even have Anthony Davis. So I do have some concern with that. But I think the Lakers win that matchup pretty handily. However, it would be great to see. It'd be finally a battle of LA, right? Never happened before in the playoffs. First time in Clippers' new arena, so Lakers wouldn't have that advantage, because that was always the big question. Is it fair if the Clippers and Lakers were to play in a playoff series, because the Lakers would be the home team all 7 games, where now the Clippers have their own arena, so there wouldn't be that wouldn't be the case. So you'd actually have separate games and stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I have this weird hope that the Lakers are coasting their defensive side of the ball into the playoffs. It's almost they just want to get the season over with. I'm sure that there's a part of that. It's very hard to maintain, right? Lakers did it for 2 months, but it exerts so much energy because the Lakers have to be essentially locked in, focused, and giving 110% every single possession, every single play for 48 minutes a game, right? There's zero room for error for this team. It's hard to do at that point, there was 50 games left, right? It's a lot of games to just you see teams have off nights or take nights off or, just whatever. It's tough to just be laser focused 48 minutes a night for 50 plus games on a nightly basis. It's very different when you get to the playoffs and you only really should be laser focused 7 games a series, but really you only have to be laser focused for 4 games a series to win those 4 games, right? It becomes so much more of a smaller size. Now you only have to be laser focused for 16 games, right? Win 16 games and you're a champion, right? That's all you got to do. So I could see the Lakers going into the playoffs and getting back to being just a good defensive team. There are again concerns about them. Like I don't think that they're going to be the best defensive team, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're like middle of the pack in the playoffs, right? Like if they're like, you know, out of the 16 teams, there's, they're whatever, like eighth. That's kind of my hope. Adam, what's going on? A, as it stands, if OKC didn't have SGA, do you think we beat them kind of easily in the play? If they didn't have SGA, yes, the Lakers run through OKC. Like they might sweep them if they didn't have SGA. SGA is just, I mean, he's their everything. He's their engine, their motor, their primary scoring option, right? Like, yeah, I mean, take off any superstar off of a team and they're probably not that great. But you're talking SGA, who's arguably the second best player in the league this year, right behind Jokic, and he's probably going to be the MVP, or he should be the MVP. So yeah, yes, that's something for sure. What else? Yes, franchise record for threes. Made it in 2 games. He's been on a year scoring 30 at will every night. Yeah, he's been fantastic. The 1 week break finna do us wonders in the playoffs. I think so too. And we haven't had that break in like years, right? Like, because we've been in the play-in the last 3-4 years, right? Like, so yeah, I mean, the Lakers haven't had that break since technically the 2022 season when they didn't even make the playoffs, right? Like that was the last time, because every year after that they were a play-in team. So it's crazy. Let's see. Boy, we need this one, Tyler. And Luca definitely needed a night like this where he goes off in AR and Braun also killing it. See what happens when you put Connect in there. Good things happen. Yeah, Connect was great. I mean, he didn't shoot the 3 ball excellent, but he was very good, aggressive, attack, closeouts, did what you wanted to see. I'm glad that Luca finally had to get like that's I made a whole video about it earlier today about how like this game might be good for Luca and him kind of being able to right the ship and kind of get himself back into a rhythm, because that's an issue, right? Like him getting back into a rhythm. We need that badly. We need the best version of Luca there is. Reeves got really efficient since Luca got here. Yes, which is something that so when we first traded for Luca, I did a video, and I even, if I'm not mistaken, I talked about this in a live stream. I had 2 sort of scenarios, right? There was the scenario where I feared Luca Reeves would kind of get phased out, and Reeves would be passive, and it just kind of become redundant out there, right? But the other side of that I talked about was this might be the best thing for Reeves and really unlock him and open him up, because now if he can stay aggressive and stay in attack mode and hunt mode, one, he's not going to have one of the better defenders on him every night, perimeter defenders, right? Because they're going to be worried about LeBron and Luca. And 2, you now have LeBron and Luca to distract and take so much away that now Reeves can kind of just attack and be downhill, because they're not going to trap Reeves the way that we've seen them do in other scenarios, because they're so worried about LeBron and Luca, right? And Reeves has gotten better at taking care of the basketball, better with ball pressure. Like Reeves himself, to his credit, has kind of evolved over the season. Earlier in the season, he struggled mightily with ball pressure. Like it was a real problem, right? He had inconsistencies. His 3-point shot wasn't falling, right? There was a lot of things that he really struggled with. Even his playmaking wasn't as great as it's been. But what I talked about was like when Reeves is aggressive in an attack mode, he's a better playmaker, and he's just it's the best version of Austin Reeves. Because what happens is Austin Reeves now starts taking what the defense gives him rather than trying to balance that. Right? I talked about it a lot earlier in the season of like Reeves is trying to balance playmaker and scorer, and it's not working. He gets tunnel vision too much at times, or he starts becoming too passive because he's like, I need to get others involved because I'm supposed to be the point guard, right? Where when he's just going, he's not thinking about all that stuff. He's just cooking and slicing and dicing. And, we saw, and I pointed out in times, right? Like when LeBron's out, Reeves is usually his best because he has to be aggressive. Or if Anthony Davis is out, right? Reeves has to be aggressive. My concern was that Reeves wouldn't be aggressive with Luca and LeBron. I don't know what it was. I don't know who it was. I don't know if just Reeves just decided I need to stay aggressive on his own. But whatever it is, they made sure Reeves stays aggressive. And that is so vital to this team. Because, again, he's not going to see the best defender every night. He's not going to see the second best defender every night. And he's going to be able to cook on an island most of the time. Gives you another ball handler, another guy that can make plays, another guy that can just do a little bit of everything out on the basketball court. Also, Austin Reeves' style of play is very Luca-esque, right? He is, a wish version, whatever you want to call it, right? Of a Luca, right? They both like to play at a slower pace, kind of create that dribble penetration, right? And you're starting to see Reeves pick up a couple things and take a couple things out of Luca's toolbox, right? Another key point, and this will be the last minute, I'll move on into the chat, but another big thing that I talked about was I think this is great for the pecking order because I think LeBron is going to further unlock Luca and help Luca really kind of take that next step. But I also think Luca is going to be very big and important for Reeves and allow Reeves to kind of unlock and take that next step because you're going to have that kind of waterfall effect. And I think that there is a lot of things that Reeves can learn and take, and the way he kind of looks at things that he can grab from Luca and Luca can grab from LeBron and so on and so forth. So I do think that this is good, right? They need to maintain it, though. That's the thing. They got to be able to maintain it, and particularly Reeves needs to stay aggressive. Tyler, who do you want us to play in the first round? I still like the idea of the Warriors. I know the Warriors look like unbeatable right now. I mean, they are technically. But again, playoffs and the regular season are very different. Also, you got to take into account, right? Like Lakers had chances to win that game. They really lost that game in the second quarter. But you had like terrible offensive games all around. You had basically a no-show from Luca, right? Like there were several factors that if Lakers, if they get just like half of a decent game from Luca, he wins that. Like Dorian Finney-Smith probably had his worst game as a Laker, right? Like there was like a lot of factors that go into it. The reason I like the Warriors matchup so much is because they're the only team that can't punish us on the inside. And the Lakers are going to have to work and figure some stuff out come playoff time. And the Warriors aren't a team that is going to be able to take the advantages to really punish the Lakers the way that some of these other teams can, right? Also, from the Warriors side of things, like Pod had like a career night, right? Like Draymond Green was like 4 of 21 from 3 going into that game, and he was 2 of 4 against the Lakers, right? Like there was several factors in that game. Right, like Steph did Steph things, you expect that, but like that's a matchup I think the Lakers win. All right, I'm very confident in the Lakers winning that match. I'm not saying that they like run through the Warriors or anything. Like I don't think it's going to be like a sweep or a gentleman sweep, but I think the Lakers win that in like 6 games. I really do. I think you'll have a game where like Steph and Jimmy just like beat you, and you'll have a game where like Lakers just fail to show up, or the Warriors, Pod goes and gives you 30 or something crazy like that. But I think for the most part, Lakers will win that series. So I still really like the idea of a Warriors first round matchup. Outside of that, I mean, Memphis, I'd like Memphis. I think Lakers might beat Memphis sooner then they would beat the Warriors. Like I said, I think they beat Memphis in like 5, maybe even 4, right? If Lakers go up like 2-0, right? I could or 3-0, I think that's over, right? Like unless Memphis wins both their home games, which I mean the series would be over at that point for sure, but I think they just fall apart, right? Like my only concern with Memphis, just Zach Edey. He's not this like monster center, but he's a mammoth, right? Like the guy's 7'4", 300 pounds, Triple J. Right? They're a team that can still punish us on the interior. But um, Luca had a better game, but it still wasn't that good of a game. He got 7 points in garbage time. He can't be starting games 0 of 9. I mean, he really like figured it out down the stretch though. Like I don't want to be too critical, but I also don't want to be like, oh, he's back yet. I want like, how does he look in these Thunder games coming up? How does he look in these games coming up? Right? He started off the game awful and then just like caught heat, right? Did he finally find his stroke and rhythm, or is it something where he's struggling, right? Like, great example was LeBron earlier in the season. Right, LeBron had a stretch where he was like 0 of 21 from 3 and had probably his worst game maybe ever, right? Like he was like struggling mightily. And then, he had that game, he had that stretch where it looked like he kind of figured it out, and then he figured it out, right? It's kind of my hope with Luca right now is like he just had this really bad stretch coming back from injury, adjusting to a new team, right? There's factors that go into it. And the Pelicans game is the game where he kind of found his rhythm and carries it in, right? Like, which is why I was excited for this game because I thought that this was a game where Luka could potentially find his rhythm. Um, are you worried about? Are you worried that we could fall to the play and we got OKC twice? No, I'm not. Even if they lose to OKC twice, like Lakers bare minimum, I think will win 2 or 3, anywhere from 2 to 3 games, right? Um, I'm pretty confident the Lakers beat Dallas. I think like if Luka's ever going to have like a monster game, it's probably against Dallas. Um, and they should beat the Blazers. So right there, I think you have 2 games, which put them at 49 wins. Lakers also have tiebreakers over everybody. The only team that they don't have tiebreakers over is OKC yet because they play them twice, and Houston. They have to beat Houston in the next game, and then they'd be in good shape. They'd have tiebreakers. So you like all these, like even the Warriors right now are like a game behind, but it's really 2 games, right? So as long as the Lakers don't lose like all 5 games or like 4 out of 5 games, then the Lakers will be fine. I'm not worried about them falling in the play. Lakers, I think will at bare minimum, I think will go 3-2. They go 3-2. That'll put them at 50 wins with tiebreakers. Essentially, you'd have to have 2 or 3 teams or more than 3 teams, right? Because Lakers are a 3 seed right now. So you'd have to have essentially 4 teams all finish with like 52 wins. It's not going to happen, right? Some of these teams, I mean, even Denver's schedule is still tough, right? You have some of these teams. I'm not worried. Even when the Lakers lost, like, what was it, like 6 out of 7 games or whatever, and everyone was like, oh, here comes the play. And I was like, Lakers aren't going to be a playing team. They'll be fine. How far do you think the Warriors can go? I mean, I think they can win a championship. I mean, again, Steph and Jimmy are tough, right? This team's good. Like, I don't buy them as a contender personally, but they're playing really good basketball. Like, and you have to respect them, right? Like, Jimmy's done more with less than probably any star in the league, and Steph is a proven champion that can carry a team. They got good role players, right? They got a good coach. They've been there, done that, right? Like Draymond's still, not offensively, but defensively and playmaking wise and stuff like that, right? Like I don't think anyone would be shocked if the Warriors won a championship. I just don't buy them. I think they're probably. I mean, if they play the Nuggets, I think the Nuggets beat them, but I think they're maybe a second round exit somewhere, right? But you never know, right? Teams get hot at the right time, and all of a sudden you get the right matchups or something, and now you're there. It was worrisome when we were losing in the first round and part of the second, but thankfully we got a lead and kept it for once. Yes. Like I said, I wasn't really worried. I mean, Lakers tend to play to their competition, but second game back to back. Like I said, LeBron didn't even have a rebound. Like that tells you what you needed to know. Right? This team wasn't like super, hey, let's get after it type thing. Oh, hang on. I need to grab my give me 1 second. I'm not going anywhere. I need to grab my charger because my computer's about to die. So give me 1 second. Okay. One. Mic back on. There we go. Sorry about that. I just didn't want my it just popped up. That was at 4%. So didn't want to lose you all. That Reeves Braun combo though, yeah, facts. They just they're so comfortable playing together. Yeah, Reeves is absolutely him. What are the chances Warriors take the third seed from us? Easier schedule and the rolling, and the Wolves got the easiest schedule and the matchup for us for that 3-6 matchup. I don't think the Warriors. If the Lakers didn't have the tiebreaker, I'd probably be a little more worried. Lakers having the tiebreaker, like I said, Lakers would have to essentially win or lose like 4 out of 5 games, right? Are the Warriors really not going to lose a game the rest? I know the Warriors' schedule is easier. Ooh, shoot. Here, let's do this in real time. Come on, quit being finicky. But there we go. I don't know what just happened. That was weird. Okay, let's do Warriors schedule. So let's see. They still have. So they just played Denver. They have Houston, which that's a tough matchup. They have Houston on Sunday, and Houston's been rolling. They have Phoenix, who they probably beat, Spurs, who they probably beat, Blazers, who they probably beat. Clippers, I think could be a coin toss. So I think if the Warriors are going to lose, it's probably to Houston. If they beat Houston, they might not lose a game the rest of the way, to be honest. Clippers, maybe, which luckily you still have the Clippers and the Rockets who both need to win. Spurs and Blazers are basically going to lay down. And then Phoenix, they're still technically in the hunt. So maybe they show up and ball out. I mean, I think the Warriors lose at least one game, right? So let's say they go, does they have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 games left too, right? Yeah, 5 games. Let's say they go 4-1 against the Lakers. Lakers would have to go, if they go 3-2, then the Lakers will still finish ahead of them, right? Because Lakers have a full game up on them, right? If I'm not mistaken, they're still a full game ahead. Let's see, standings. Lakers are Lakers are a full game up on the Warriors. But with the tiebreaker, it's essentially 2 games. So Lakers have a 2-game lead over the Warriors. So if the Warriors, let's say, go 4-1, then the Lakers need to go, 2-3, right? If the Lakers win 3 games, they'll be at worst a top 4 seed. Is basically what I'm getting at. So Lakers need to go 3-2 down the stretch. Wolves, yes, Wolves. They have an easy schedule. Again, I'm not worried about them. Lakers tiebreaker. And you got Nuggets have a tough schedule too. right? Like Nuggets schedule isn't easy. So I mean, I'd be more worried about I think like Lakers might finish in that at worst fourth seed just because Nuggets are the team that could maybe fall because their schedule is let's see, because their schedule they play the Pacers. Kings are terrible. They play the Grizzlies and the Rockets. So they play Grizzlies who are desperate, Rockets who still need to win, and the Pacers who are desperate, right? And they just lost to the Warriors. The only team that they have that they should run through is the Kings. So Nuggets have a tough. Like Nuggets could end up losing 3 out of these next 4 games. So it's a couple things to kind of keep an eye on. I mean, it's going to be a tough race. If Lakers control their destiny, Lakers do what they're supposed to do, they don't have to worry about anyone else. Lakers handle business. They're probably not beating the Thunder twice, if we're being honest, right? Lakers probably lose to the Thunder. Portland is, never say never, right? Type thing. But Portland should be a win, right? So Lakers have at least 1 win. Can the Lakers win 2 games against the Thunder, Dallas, and the Rockets, right? As long as the Lakers don't lose both games to the Thunder and then lose that game to the Rockets, then I think the Lakers will be fine. If the Lakers lose both of those games, just put so much pressure on them to win the final 2 games. So Austin Reeves is blazing. There is no way Reeves is staying in LA if LeBron stays. There is without a doubt in my mind a team out there that will give him a run as a full-fledged second option. So that's kind of my concern. And that's something that I've talked about pretty heavily, that the Lakers are going to have to make a tough decision this offseason. One, he's going to get probably $40 million. Lakers are going to have to decide, is he the guy that you want next to Luca for the next 10 years or 8 years or whatever, right? Is Austin Reeves and Luca your 2 best players that can lead you to a championship or multiple championships, right? If the Lakers have any doubt that that's true, which there are concerns, right? Defensively, offensively, you're probably great. Defensively, there's some concerns, right? But you get kind of wing, legit 3-and-D wing guys, and then you get like a legit interior center, you could be good. So Lakers are gonna have to decide that. If the answer is like, I don't know yet, then you're probably best to trade him. 2, are the Lakers even willing to pay him $40+ million? I think Reeves stays if because you got to remember, Reeves had a chance to go to several other teams. He went undrafted because he chose to, because he wanted to be in LA. He wanted to be a Laker, right? I think that is something the Lakers have. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Austin Reeves is like, a team's offering me $40 million. I'll take 20 to stay with the Lakers. Like, I think the Lakers will have to pay him, but there's definitely there's concerns. The Lakers are going to have to figure out this offseason because he's going into a contract year, and you don't want to lose Austin Reeves for nothing, especially when you would probably get a very good return for Austin Reeves, right? Probably not player-wise, just because his contract is so cheap right now, but asset-wise, you'd probably get a ton of assets that you could then turn into another star down the road, or maybe immediately, right? Maybe it's like a 3-team deal or something. So Lakers are going to have to figure some stuff out for sure. Austin Reeves is blazing. I hope we can win at least 1 match against the Thunder, and after that, all winnable games now, I guess. Yeah, agreed. Are we going to play against the Warriors in the first round? The way they play right now is so scary. It's very possible. I mean, we could see them in the 4-5 matchup. That's definitely a real possibility. Look, I still like, again, the way that they're playing right now. Yes, you have to tip your hat to them. Yes, they do look scary, without a doubt. I like the matchup personally. Again, maybe I eat my words at the Lakers end up getting sent home by the Warriors. That could be a possibility. I like the matchup though. Yes, after a bad loss. What's up, Tyler? Got the standings set up like you said you wanted. Yes, so far so good. Lakers got a Lakers got to stick with it though, right? They got to make sure that they handle their business. Like I said, I want the 3 seed because the 3 seed, you the you don't have to go through the gauntlet. I mean, the Western Conference period is a gauntlet, but you have more favorable matchups if they're the 3 seed. Would you like to see Dalton get playoff minutes, limited minutes, right? Like unless he like has a hot stretch or something, but limited minutes. Like I would like, can you give him 12 minutes and just see if he can catch fire? The West is so crazy, man. Imagine how easy the Lakers' lives would be if they were in the East. Lakers would be like the 2 seed in the East, or maybe not 2 seed. Boston and is still there, but well, maybe. I mean, again, they're gonna win probably anywhere from 48 to 50 wins in the West, right? Imagine playing some of these. Imagine playing like Washington 4 times, right? Like the Lakers probably are the 2 seed, right? Lakers might win 60 games if they were in the East. Yeah, we got to split the Thunder at least. I'm with you. 3 seed Lakers. Lakers are your 3rd seed. Yes, love it. I want to see more connect, please, JJ. Even if few spot minutes, yeah. Yes, Austin Reeves is on fire. Yes, Denver lost. Next 2 games are must win. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say both are must win. You got to win at least one of them, though, right? You got to make sure you win at least one. Again, it's if those games were stretched out more, like say you played the Thunder coming up on was it Sunday, and then you played them again for the last game of the season, then yes, I'd say you got to win both of those. It's really hard to beat somebody, any team, 2 times in like a 2-day span. And now you're talking about the best team in basketball that you're looking to beat twice in a 2-day span, right? Like it's just, again, I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying like, oh, like again, I wouldn't bet against the Lakers in that matchup, but again, that's tough, right? Like that's not. I don't think the Lakers just run through the Thunder twice, as much as I would love them to. I just don't think that happens. But you got to win at least one of them. At least one. Get one of them, and you're in good shape. I still don't understand how AR is undrafted. He's an all-star right now because he chose to be. Again, he wanted to go to Lakers. There were several teams that wanted to draft him. Detroit was even one of them. And he ended up he foregoed being drafted so he could go to the Lakers. Had Lakers handled business yesterday, we'd be chilling right now. Yeah, it's true. Lakers would have handled business. We wouldn't have to worry about nothing. What's going on, Daniel? Warriors going to be dangerous team come playoffs. They beat the Lakers and the Nuggets back to back. I think Warriors are a team to beat in the playoffs. I still want to see them in the playoffs. Like I said, playoffs and regular season are very different things. Very different things. You see teams all the time, right? I mean, Lakers were the 7th seed and beat the Memphis Grizzlies, who were the 2 seed a couple seasons ago. Saw Miami make it to the NBA Finals as the 8th seed, right? Like, again, strange thing. Like, playoffs are not the regular season. I've said it before. It's almost like it's a completely different sport in a lot of ways, right? And teams are going to exploit the Warriors' weaknesses more, right? Like, again, I'm not saying like Warriors are getting swept in the first round or anything. Like, no one would be shocked if they went to the conference finals or they won an NBA championship. I don't know, like how we've seen teams get hot. I mean, Houston has been just as hot as they have been, if not hotter. And no one's like, Houston's the team to beat, man. Houston, man, watch out for Houston. Because everyone knows, like, Houston's probably fizzling out in the playoffs, right? Probably second round exit, right? Like, again, now I'm not saying the Warriors are Houston because they do have more experience, right? I trust Jimmy and Steph more. But, again, like, teams go on stretches, right? Like, it's just, again, regular season and playoffs are very different things. 3 seed is locked. Told Tyler we win. Love it. Reeves is the man tonight. Yes, I said okay, buddy. We win. Yes, I do remember. Good call. Good call. Do you think Lakers can beat OKC in the playoffs? Yes, 100%. Again, not something I'd bet on, but I like that matchup. Lakers, if they handle their business, they they have advantages all over that court. All over that court. Um, it's really going to come down to obviously the offense, right? But we have a size advantage against the Thunder, right? Like Chet Holmgren is not this like interior guy that's just going to punish us inside. He's more of a perimeter guy. Isaiah Hartenstein, good motor guy, good energy guy, good interior defender. But he's not this like I'm gonna punish you by just dominating you on the inside. Like he's not a guy that you have to worry about going off for 20 and 20. And the rest of their guys, as great as they are, they're all like 6'3" to 6'6", right? Like where you look at the Lakers, all their guys are like 6'7" to 6'9", right? Like so Lakers have advantages there. Um, let's see. I'm a little worried about the Warriors. Like I said, I'm not. Look, you got to go through who you got to go through. If you have to play the Warriors in the first round, beat the Warriors. If you're not good enough to beat the Warriors, you're not winning a championship. If you can't beat the Warriors, you're not beating Boston. You're not beating Cleveland. You're not beating these other teams. So, yeah, I think Warriors will pull off composite. Would Duran be possible to get in the offseason or no? They have a few centers, and I feel that they Brian trading him. Same with now. I would love Jalen Duran. Supposedly, the Lakers tried to get Jalen Duran before they went after Mark Williams, and Detroit said no, they're not trading him. Now, things can change in the offseason, so that could be a possibility. If you're the Lakers, you at least try, right? If you're the Lakers, you at least do your due diligence. You at least pick up the phone and just go, hey. Remember when, like 2 months ago, Warriors were the 11 seed fighting with the Suns for the 10 seed. It's the Wild West in the NBA. Yeah, I mean it helps when you win. What the 20 out of 25 games or whatever it's been for them. Um, Lakers must avoid the Warriors in the first round. Tyler, we can't beat them. I completely disagree. I think Lakers beat them in 6. Again, it could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It happens, but I think the Lakers beat them. And an old superstar making highlights. Yeah, it's facts. Beautiful, beautiful to watch. We can beat the Warriors, but it will be interesting. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look again. It would be a good matchup. I trust the Lakers. Again, Lakers would have the 2 best players on the court every single night. Right, every single night. I mean, really, the 3 best players. Like nobody on the Warriors is as good as Austin Reeves. Not obviously Jimmy and Steph. I'm talking about like their 3rd guy. Right. Um, Nuggets didn't have Murray tonight. Yes, and Timberwolves are scary. I think they're scary against certain teams. Against the Lakers, I think the Lakers would be fine. I mean, Anthony Edwards has even said like the way the Lakers defend him makes things very difficult. Also, Timberwolves' lack of shooting is going to be a problem for them come playoff time. Rudy Gobert, obviously, offensive rebounds is going to be a little bit of an issue that they're going to have to figure out and work out. But I think the Lakers beat the Timberwolves. They definitely match up well, but Tyler, it's always random people that go off against us. Jose, Tide Pods, Diddy Mods, and so many more. It's unreal. First off, the Diddy. That was great. Secondly, I mean, well, the Pelicans game, somebody had to, right? Like it had to be, otherwise they were going to lose by 70, right? So you knew somebody was going to be hot. So it was Jose over all the other ones. Yeah, you're right. We probably play the Nuggets again, I feel, if Warriors do take over the 3 seed because they got an easier schedule. Yeah. Crazy how only Luca, LeBron, and Reeves shot free throws. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're the ones that are on ball, being aggressive. Tyler, if the Lakers can get Na and Claxton and keep Dorian Finney-Smith and Jackson, and then whoever for other tax money at minimum, Lakers probably second best team in the NBA. You might not be wrong, man, because you'd be much better defensively. Let's see. Luca really needs to get out of his shooting slump for the Thunder match. I'm hoping that this game got him out of it because he really picked it up in that, like towards the back end. Like I said, I'm not really worried about the Warriors. Again, maybe I'll be wrong, but Teams will attempt to lock up Reeves in the playoffs. I don't know. I think teams will try to. You're gonna have to pick your poison, right? So do teams kind of like try to force Reeves to beat you, which he can, but would you rather Reeves try? Would you rather try to let Reeves beat you or Luca and LeBron? Like that's the thing that teams are gonna have to figure out. Teams are gonna have a hard time. Um, let's see. It wasn't just that. Like there was a lot of factors, and the Lakers had a chance to win that game, right? Like you had probably the worst offensive game from Luca he had. You had Dorian Finney-Smith's worst game as a Laker by like a good margin, right? You had the bench was terrible, right? And on top of that, Pods had like a career night. Draymond Green had like a career 3-point shooting night. Right? Like, there were so many factors that went into that win that, like, again, it's just I think the Lakers will be fine. I think the Lakers win that series. I don't, like I said, I don't think it's a sweep or anything like that, but I think they win that in 6. Personally, again, I could be wrong, but I do. This is why we need Connect. We weren't hitting shots, and Connect came in and got hot for us. Definitely need to play Connect more. The problem is like who you playing him over, and his defense is just so bad, right? Again, I want Connect to play too, but it's just hard when he's like unplayably bad defensively and offensively. It's just like, is he going to get the opportunities to where it matters? Let me run your Nuggets channel, Tyler. When I get a Nuggets channel, maybe eventually. The only reason I started a Spurs channel, like I said, was because Wemby. Wemby's going to be the biggest name, biggest face in the league for 20 years. And the only reason I did that was because, like, every time I made a video about the Spurs on As It Stands Sports, where I was talking about all the teams, anytime I made a Spurs video, like, that video did really well. So I was like, maybe I should just make a Spurs channel. Right? Like, and I did, and now it's doing well. Sorry, trying to find something. What's going on, Buck? Appreciate you being here. Let's see. I have to fight back into contention after being the 11th spot is going to take it out of the Warriors as a playoff advance. Yeah, I mean, definitely tiring, right? Like you have to be perfect every single night. You can't afford to take a loss, right? Like it's a lot. Sorry, trying to find something to me. A lot of back and forth about the Warriors. Again, like I said, I may end up being completely wrong. I like the Lakers matchup against the Warriors. I have said it for weeks now that I want that first round matchup. I still do. I know they beat us the other day. I still want that matchup. I genuinely feel like Reeves is the Reeves we will have for the playoffs and for the future post LeBron. I sure hope so. Because if he is, Lakers are going to be tough. Good luck. Improved player discussion. No way he should be out that category. The problem is like from last year to this year, yes, but he had that emergence where he was playing. He's a lot more controlled experience, right? Because that was a couple years ago now, but like he was doing this like on a regular basis a couple seasons ago, right? And in the playoffs, stuff like that. So I don't know if they'll take that into account or not. Where it's kind of like, yeah, we've already seen Reeves go on like 30-point runs, right? Like, you got to remember, Reeves had his emergence when LeBron went out, right? And just went on a tear and just was like torching teams. I don't know if they'll count that, right? I mean, look, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in that conversation, but I do think that they'll probably look at it as like we know Austin Reeves can do this, right? Like, if we go 3-2, have 50-win season, we've been nice, respectful season. Reeves averaging 25 over the last 20 games. Yeah, he's been ridiculous. All right, let's do a couple more, and then I'm going to get on out of here because I said it's like 1 a.m. So, if the Lakers were to trade Reeves in the offseason, do you think they should try someone like Dyson Daniels? I would love to get Dyson Daniels. I don't think that they would trade him, right? Because I don't think I think Atlanta will look at it as like we already tried the DeJounte Murray, Trae Young scenario, and they might end up trading Trae Young. And I think if they were like, let's say they were to trade Trae Young and then try to go after Austin Reeves, I would imagine they'd want to start Reeves and Dyson Daniels. But ideally, yes, you'd want something like that. I wouldn't mind like a Herb Jones. Right? Can you get like a Herb Jones package? You'd have to get more than just Herb, but like you need somebody like that. Like if you're going to trade Reeves, it's got to be either for another star or you need to get like a legit three, like somebody that makes sense next to Luca, where you look at it and go like, yes, that's your backcourt for the next 8 years, right? If you were to trade him. Dyson Daniels, I would love Dyson Daniels. I mean, he's like putting up all-time great defensive numbers. Oh, got another super chat. All right, let me pull that super chat up. Evan, coming out with $2 super chat. Tyler, third option Reeves or third option D'Lo. Third option Reeves. This Austin Reeves has been ridiculous. Look, D'Lo had a great run last year, right? Obviously, playoffs disappeared, but I mean, like he was setting Laker records and stuff like that. He just was a redundancy, right? Him and Reeves were a redundancy. They always were, right? That was an issue from the moment we got them, and you kind of saw the emergence of Reeves, and it was like, like Reeves and D'Lo are a redundancy. But I mean, D'Lo was very good as the third option last year. Not this good. Austin Reeves, this version of Austin Reeves is like in next level, right? So third option Reeves for sure. But third option D'Lo was like that year, he was good, man. He was very good. Right? Like, I mean, he was putting up some crazy numbers on certain nights, but it is one of those things where this version of Reeves is I mean, this is like legit. The way he's playing, if he can keep playing this way, going into a full season and all that stuff, I think him and Luca with the right pieces around him can win a championship, right? Like, if you were to go and take Luca and Reeves, and then you went and got two legit, like, I mean, they have to be good, like legit 3-and-D wings, and then a legit defensive center, I think the Lakers can win the championship. Assuming Luca gets back to being, prime Luca. I think the Lakers can win a championship with this version of Austin Reeves plus Luca, and you put the right pieces around him, yes. Right? And look, Austin Reeves, he's been doing it for like 20, 30 games now. But we'll see. We'll see. Right? He's got to be able to put it together for a full season, though. Because the first 40 games or whatever, he had his struggles. He was inconsistent. And then he just hit that, flipped the switch. And he's just been unbelievable since then. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But anyway, I'm going to skate on out of here. Like I said, it's 4 in the morning, or not 4 in the morning, 1 in the morning. Got to get some videos up and stuff like that for you guys in the morning. So got some work to do. Some be a pretty late night. But I appreciate all of you. Seriously, you people are beautiful. Thank you for hanging out with me. Real quick, let me add this real quick. Come on, where's that? There we go. And share and copy link. I am almost to 1,000 subs on my new personal channel. That's a video to that new channel. Click that link. Go watch that video for me if you can. I need the watch time too. So if you watch it, watch the whole thing. Even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, just play it. Just let it go. But also subscribe. I'm 8 subscribers away from 1,000 subs, which you need 1,000 subs to get to get monetized on that channel. And then I just need the watch time, which I'll probably do a live stream or two, and that'll get me the watch time. So I'm not really worried about the watch time, but go subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Also, like the video here, subscribe here. Great win. Got Thunder coming up. Got to beat the Thunder at least 1 out of 2 times, but we'll see. Appreciate